Okay, this is my audience. My mom, my brother, my friend, my brother, and my other friend. Okay. So many people in their 20s that I've met have never traveled outside the US. Good evening, my name is Anna, and I will be talking about my trip to France when I was 18 years old, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So first I will be talking about this picture and why it's so significant to me, and then I will talk about what my trip to France taught me when I was 18 years old, and lastly I will talk about what it inspired me to do. So this photograph is significant to me because it represents the first time that I was abroad without my parents for the first time. I had just graduated high school and I thought I knew so much about life, but I was wrong. For example, I had no idea that my camera charger would not work in France without a proper adapter. So I had to ask my friend every night to let me borrow her charger, and that was not fun. I also didn't know that the French take about a 2 to 3 hour break in between the day to go home and eat, relax. Why don't we do that? I don't know. This photograph also represents bonding time with my sister because we're 3 years apart, and although we were always kind of close, this trip definitely brought us closer because we had to look out for each other and take care of each other because we were both in a foreign country where we didn't speak the language. So now I will tell you what this trip taught me when I was 18. It taught me that the world doesn't revolve around just my culture and my language. It taught me that there's so many more cultures out there, so many different languages. And so, yeah. It taught me that while you're young, you should travel and get culture because traveling will change you like little else can. It will put you in a place that will make you care for things that are much bigger than yourself. Traveling allows you to feel more connected to humans in a long and lasting way, which makes you more human. It also taught me that it's better to experience things for yourself than to hear them from other people. For example, there's nothing like walking down the streets of Paris or watching the sunset from the Seine River. I wish I could paint a picture for you of how awesome Paris looks from the top of Sacré-Cœur. Or what a rush it feels to be on top of the Eiffel Tower at night and look at the lights in Paris. Even the amazing photographs I have of the Versailles Gardens cannot do these experiences justice. Words are not enough to describe how beautiful northern France is. To have a glass of red wine in the middle of the beach is something you have to experience for yourself. The only way you can relate is by being there. So finally, I will tell you what this trip inspired me to do. As soon as I got back, I immediately enrolled in French classes. And I also started looking at new places to travel. And today, I'm 23 years old, and I'm proud to say that I am bilingual in both Spanish and French, and Spanish and English, and proficient in French and Portuguese. I'm 23 years old, and I've also been to some of the most popular cities here in the US, such as New York, Miami, LA, and Las Vegas. I've also traveled to many places in Mexico, and recently I got back from a trip from Puerto Rico. So that was my unforgettable trip to France. In conclusion, I have told you about the significance of this photograph to me. I'm sorry, and what this trip taught me and what it inspired me to do. So you should travel whenever you have the chance to, because the right moment where you're going to have enough time or enough money will never come. So travel when you can, and sometimes it's just easier to buy a ticket and go. Thank you.